Hey guys, we didn't get quite as far as I wanted to in class, and so I decided not to move on to the notes we were going to do and just have you guys finish up these problems instead. And the nice thing about them is they're not difficult. They're going to be pretty simple. So if you're going to write these notes on a sheet of notebook paper, the title you would give it is Converting between radians and degrees, because we want to be able to convert back and forth, even though in the future we are only going to be using radians. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with degrees converting into radians. And when we do any of these conversions, we just have to remember what the conversion rate is. And you just have to remember that pi and 180 degrees are exactly the same thing. They're equal to each other. It's kind of like saying 12 inches equals 1 foot or 3 feet equal 1 yard. They're exactly the same thing. They make the same angle. So if we do the first problem and we say we're looking to convert negative 95 degrees and convert it into radians, then what I want to do is use this conversion factor. So I'm going to say that I want to get rid of the degree bubble here. So what I want to do is I'm going to put the bubble on the bottom of the fraction because I want this to cancel out. So 180 degrees is what I want to get rid of. Pi is what I want to be in the problem. So I'm going to take this in my calculator, and I'm going to show you guys in the calculator, but then since you guys are going to be doing this at home as homework, hopefully to finish this up, I'm going to show you on Desmos as well. So to type this in a calculator, you would say negative 95 divided by 180, because we're going to be dividing these. I'm not going to type the pi in because the pi is going to be written on my paper, since radian answers typically have a pi in them. So I type negative 95 divided by 180, get a crazy decimal, but I'm going to turn this into a fraction. Negative 19 over 36. So negative 19 pi over 36. That is one way to type it. The other way to type it is you could have just typed it as a fraction to begin with. So you could have done alpha y equals and just said, I know that I'm doing negative 95 divided by 180. And then it would have just given you a fraction as an answer. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of these. So let's say that I want to take 105 degrees and convert that into radians. I'm going to multiply by pi over 180. So 105 divided by 180. I'm going to get the decimal first, and then I'm going to hit the math button, turn this into a fraction. My fraction is 7/12. So I'm going to write 7 pi 12ths. All right, example 3. If I have 160 degrees, converting it into radians, I'm going to multiply by pi over 180. Another way, like I said, you could type this is to do alpha y equals and do 160 over 180. Let the calculator just reduce the fraction for you. That gave me the fraction 8/9. So that would be 8 pi 9ths. Okay, now I want to show you guys how to do the same thing on Desmos. So let's say I'm doing negative 300 times pi over 180. Then on Desmos, I would just type in negative 300 divided by 180. Let me show you. Negative 300 divided by 180. It's going to give me this decimal, but if you click over here, this is to convert that answer into a fraction. It will just simplify that fraction for you, negative 5/3. So I'm going to type in negative pi thirds, negative 5 pi thirds. Okay, let's do the same thing, but we'll go ahead and go from radians back into degrees. So let's start with, let's say we had 25 pi over 6. Then we would want to get rid of the pi because the pi is from the radians. So the fraction that I would use this time is, I would say, 180 degrees and 1 pi. This is the conversion rate. And so I'm going to take the pi's, I'm going to cancel those out. I don't even have to type those into my calculator. And then I'm going to use the fraction 25/6 multiplied by 180. So 25 divided by 6 multiplied by 180. You can type it in like that. Or if you want to type it as a fraction first, you could say 25 over 6 multiplied by 180. If you want it to look more like what is on your paper, you could do that. So you would say, all right, this is a 750-degree angle. All right, let's try another one. Let's say I had -2 pi fifths, and then I would multiply that by 180 degrees over pi. The pi's would cancel, and I would be typing in -2 fifths times 180, and I get -72 degrees. Or let's say I'm doing 11 pi twelfths. I'd multiply that by 180 degrees over pi. My pi's cancel. And I'm going to type in 11 twelfths times 180. And I get 165 degrees. All right. So in your packet, the work that you are going to be doing is you are going to be doing every single problem from the first page. This is a punchline worksheet. So if you're converting from degrees into radians, that means that you have something degrees. And so you're going to be multiplying that problem by pi over 180 degrees because you want your 2-degree symbols to cancel. If you're converting from radians into degrees, then that means you already have something with a pi in it, and you're going to be multiplying that answer or that problem times 180 degrees over pi because you want the 2 pi's to cancel out. So you're going to do the entire first page. I'm adding more work that you did not initially have when I let you guys go from class today. You're also going to complete 17 through 26, exact same types of problems. The problems that say check me, you're just going to check and see if those answers are right. That's all you have to do, right? For this page, page 3, you're just going to go through, get rid of these. We're not going to do these problems, okay? Page 3. 5 through 12 on page 3, you're going to scribble out. We're not going to do them at all. Okay, so at this point, you should be doing page 1, all of the problems, page 2, all of the problems, page 3, 1 through 4. We are going to leave page 4 to do as a warm-up on Friday. All right, so there you have it. Message me on Remind if you have any questions.